So White Widow's been out for about a week now. Definitely the new hot card in Marvel Snap, running alongside those junk and clutter decks that are so prevalent. I think people really enjoy playing these style decks. I don't think people particularly like playing against them, but hey, that's just where we are currently in the meta. Now today's deck has been performing extremely well for me, and it's a mashup of the mill style deck, which people also don't really tend to like playing against, having all their cards taken from them, and that junk clutter style package as well. Now this list has done okay for me on ladder, had moderate success, but this is a list that's really going to shine for you inside of Conquest. Actually snagged 3 Infinity tickets over the last week with it, had a 9-0 run inside of Gold Conquest, so yeah, you know, undefeated, really good run. Now the reason this list is going to do better inside of Conquest is because you're going to have multiple rounds against your opponent, whereas on ladder it's just a one and done. Your disruptive cards like the Spider Ham, Yondu Cable, they may not hit a key target, they may not really do anything for you, but as you go multiple rounds or against your opponent inside of Conquest, they're gonna have an opportunity to really make a difference, hit some of those key cards like a Hela, your opponent's Cannonball, or a Nihilus, things like that. So let's take a quick look at the list, break it down, and then we're going to jump into some gameplay footage. So our first card in the list and first part of the junk package is Hood. Obviously we're trying to keep that demon and then either give that -3 power to our opponent using a Nihilus, or we can bounce the Hood back to our hand with Beast to also remove that -3 power. The first card of our mill style list is Spider Ham. We're looking to hit a key card here. You know, it doesn't always happen. Sometimes it's actually, you know, beneficial for your opponent if you hit their Sentry, they have no downside, or worst case, you hit something like an Infinite and they're able to just play out that 20 power with no downside. But there are those key cards where you get lucky, where you're hitting the Hela, or maybe you're hitting your opponent's Nihilus, which is a huge deal inside of the mirror matches. Moving on, we do have Yondu, just a way to start thinning out your opponent's deck, another card in that mill package that we're running. We are running the Beast. Like I said, you can use Beast for a lot of different ways. You can use them to bounce cards back to your hand, even like the White Widow, if you want to give your opponents 2 of those -4 cards on their side of the board. You can also do things like pick up your Void Sentry on the right side of the board on the final turn to get rid of that -10 power if you were unlucky and, you know, and did not draw your Nihilus that game. Now moving on to the latest card in Marvel Snap, that is White Widow. Definitely a great card right now. Typically though, the Widow's Kiss ends up being basically a rock. I think in the meta that we're running into right now, people are pretty much filling their lanes every game. But the cool thing with Beast in hand is that you can actually send it over twice to your opponent. So just definitely a nice solid card, and sometimes a card that you don't play till turn 6 so that you don't give your opponent the ability to fill it up. Just a great solid addition to this style deck. We do have Cable, again part of that mill package, hoping to pick up a really key card from your opponent. What I like to do is if I do snag a key card from my opponent, I don't snap immediately. I might wait till halfway into turn 3 if I play this on turn 2 to not let my opponent know, hey, I just snagged your Hela, right? Because if you play this and you instantly snap, if they're running a deck like Hela per se, you literally told them, hey, that's what I took from you. So usually if it's a card I'm going to snap on that Cable pulls, I try to delay my snap just a little bit, not to say, hey opponent, you know, I got your big bad out of your deck. Now we are also running Baron Zemo, part of that mill style package. I like to play this later in the game. The later that you play this in the game, the odds are you're going to be pulling out a better, bigger card, because this typically pulls out the lowest cost, right? So if you're playing this on turn 3, you're gonna pull one of their 1 or 2 cost cards that they haven't drawn yet. But if you're playing this on like turn 5 or turn 6, or you play them on 3 and then bounce them with Beast and then play them again on 6, you're usually going to play, you know, pick up a pretty good sized card off of Baron Zemo. Now Gladiator, the same thing. If I have a choice between playing Gladiator or Baron Zemo, you definitely want to play the Gladiator first here, because like I said, you're wanting to thin out that deck to where Baron Zemo can start to pull out something a little bit bigger. We're obviously running Shang-Chi. Sometimes you pull out something massive with the Gladiator if you have the Shang-Chi to back you up to destroy their cards. Also, if you're cluttering their lane, all you need to do is then drop the Shang-Chi to remove their highest power there. We're running the Sentry. You got to run Sentry. So if we have Sentry, you know what that means. We got a Nihilus too, right? This is how we get rid of that Void Sentry and that -3 Hood. Or if you know, like you may just happen to run into another junk player. It's pretty rare. No, you're gonna see it all the time. Usually mirror matches come down to who holds their Annihilus to the end without priority, right? But obviously this is how you're getting rid of any negative cards on your side of the board. And then yes, you know, I hate to say it, but I picked this card up when I picked up White Widow. I finally gave in. Now this should tell you one of two things. When I finally give in and pick up a card that I refused to get initially, it usually means a nerf's coming, but that's just how it is. But Cannonball is just another great way of winning a lane really on its own. If they just have one big card there or all the lanes are full, you are going to either move that big power out of that lane or destroy it altogether. Definitely a card you got to run it nowadays with the meta that we're in, and in this style type deck, this card just does so much freaking work. So we are going to go ahead and jump into that gameplay footage. I know this isn't the most accessible deck. You've got the Cannonball, you got the Baron Zemo, you've got the White Widow, but if you do have these cards, I highly recommend you picking this deck up, giving it a run inside of Conquest, heck, even on ladder. It's been a lot of fun to play. Just that combination of the meal and the junk package. Very strong deck, especially once you learn the ins and outs of it in the order that you want to play your cards. Really had a good time with this deck. So as always, gang, y'all be good, y'all be safe. I will catch y'all in the next one. Do me that favor, click the like button, and if you're not subscribed, I'd greatly appreciate it. I'll see you around. All right. Drawing a card. It doesn't really matter since we've got the beast. We will clutter everything in one lane and then bounce it back with the beast. You know, I actually like this hand. We're going to go ahead and snap. We're going to be kind of aggressive. He says before he gets smoked with an 8 cuber on round 1 because he's aggressive. Okay. All right. So what we can do here is we can play Demon here. Yondu there. Because we're not really worried about bouncing the demon back. Okay. So this is that ongoing style, I think. Oh. Okay. I need to bounce this. Next turn I can play 2 widows. 2 widows and these. So these, something to know, these are ongoing. They are ongoing. So any lane that gets filled and it goes to a 0 power and then they play Spectrum, they will technically be a 2 power. I think I'm gonna wait to play the hood next turn so that I can play something and play something. Really? Huh. Okay. So I don't know that we're going for... Do I want to play this? Heck, I don't know if I even want to play the Sentry. I would have to draw. I would have to draw an Nihilus next turn. Man, this is not great. I think we do this. And this. And this. Oh yeah, I like this actually. Then I can play the Hood and Sentry. Don't want to do this. If I do this and this bumps over here and it gets more power. So I guess I'm going to have to literally do this. Man, this is not good. It's not good. Barely. Oh, barely. We're not gonna be so aggressive. We're gonna hope that we can hit something with our ham and cable. That's actually really good for us. I don't think they got off to a good start. We're gonna go ahead and get Aunt May's untriggered. Don't want that screwing us late in the game. That is amazing for us. Cable coming in clutch. Next turn, we could play this and bounce. Oh, man. I'm not going to worry about bouncing. I don't have the hand for it. Okay. What do I want to play? I guess I could do this. And then next turn we will play the demon into Luke Cage. I kind of want to show him that I've got this though. Unfortunately, I think that's what I'm gonna have to do. He's got 3 ongoing. This gets what? 6? I think this lets us play for all 3 lanes. If they play, I mean, if they play a Spectrum here, this isn't enough. I think they're gonna stay. I hope I shouldn't be playing the Annihilus, but I want to guarantee that. But man, this is gonna go up to 16, and then it can go to 18, 20, 22. Well, we would have still won. We still would have won. Cosmo kind of, I think, going to be a big factor here. I don't think I want to play this. I think we're going to be retreating this game. Unfortunately. I'm going to play this here. No, I'm not doing that. I'm just not. They can have this lane. Oh, punished. Should have played it over here. We're still getting the card draw. Pretty nasty out there. I don't know why I was like so... See, great hit with the spider ham, but I think they're going to get me on other things. They're not going to want to play another card here because they're going to give 6 to Mojo. I don't know if 10 is enough to do anything here because this is going to go... They feel... Oh, I can't even... They don't have Spectrum. For 2, I'll stay, but this isn't good for us. They definitely feel here. Yeah. Should have left. Should have left. The Cosmo wrecked us in the middle. Because if I was able to play the Annihilus in the middle, we'd have won this. You know, I think playing Annihilus in the middle would have still won anyways. I would have ended up going to 12 more here. Yeah, that was... I just didn't think that was going to do it. That was... yeah, I could have won that one. I should have thought that one out a little bit differently. Regardless, I probably shouldn't have...
I am Ego, and this is my domain.
Should I snap? Well... Oh, okay. You know, the most we're going to lose here is 4. Should I have done this? Probably not. Ego, you didn't want to play like a 2-drop on turn 2? I respect it, you know. I respect not being mana efficient. Because see, this turn you could have played a 2 and a 1, right? Could have... I respect you wanting to clog up the lane that gets more points as it gets clogged up. You know, I do. Wait, no. It's going to move. It's going to move. But you're still clogging it up, Ego. You're going to have to watch some YouTube content on... Now, Ego, if you don't play the Annihilus this game, we're going to have words. We're going to have words. Please. Oh, please don't play Cosmo right there. No, you EO! Ego! Ego! What are you doing? Their ego is always better than mine. Come on, Annihilus! Oh! This is for an infinity ticket, Ego, you dummy. I did it to myself. I had no reason to do that. I think it's more important to Nebula or whatever. Oof. I don't want vibranium. Really hoping this isn't Cosmo, but it very well could be. All right, it's not. I really need a 1-drop in case they play Jean Grey. Gotta hope they don't smoke me with a Cosmo. We do have the Cannonball Yondu next turn. Wish we had priority here. I cannot. Oh, should have snapped. Yeah, should have snapped. That's all right. We got 2 in the bag now. 2 in the bag. Do have the hood, we do have a Nihilus, but they may have a Cosmo. Now, they typically like to play their Nebula into the far right, so we don't want to play it into the far right. Give us more opportunities to play on top of their Nebula. That would have been more useful last turn. Guess we are gonna go ahead and play the White Widow out. There's Jean. So we may have to hold. Well, that's a good hit. We may need to hold a 1 and an Annihilus because I don't want to get Cosmo'd right here. Yeah, so there's a Cosmo. So this is gonna wait. I'm just not gonna play. Not gonna play. I don't want to give them the plus whatever, which it probably doesn't matter. What if I do this? Now, I'm probably losing here, unfortunately. I should have filled this up last turn. Now, my other option is to do this and this. But that's not going to win. So, we're probably not winning regardless because they play Spectrum. It's whatever, but... yeah. Well, it wasn't Spectrum. Should have filled that out last turn. We won the middle though, but Cosmo, man, killing me. Killing me, Cosmo.
Breaking news.
Not the worst. Not the worst. They have armor, right? But they can also have... this is armor, yeah. They can also get the -4 alongside it. Widow's Bite or Widow's Kiss really not doing that much for us in this game. I guess we are gonna go ahead and do this. I can drop this. No. Because the armor's gonna move, so I can send them back another Widow's Bite over here on turn 5. And I'll be full up, which means I don't have to play in here. Cannonball may not be great for us. Good hit. Now, if they were to play a Spectrum, they would get +6 here. So I think they would end up beating me, right? They would. I think. Do something like this. I think he has to play here, right? Now he is getting 4 and 5. Yeah, I think this is it. Maybe not, but I think it is. This was a good play. This was... Yeah. If they had had enough to play this and Spectrum, though... Yeah, it would have been a little bit closer. I think we still won, though. That was a great match. Holy moly. That is Infinity ticket number 4. So we're 12 and 0 with this deck now.